In this video, Simon Sinek talks about we should focus on the early adopters while implementing change inside.
Do you need to change? And you said to me, no, I'd be worried. Like you think you've figured everything out, like emotionally, professionally, all your relationships, everything's golden. Oh, okay, how's that working out for you? I think the answer is always yes, which is to view ourselves or our organizations as works in progress. That is an infinite mindset. Infinite mindset is fundamentally constant improvement. So, there's big change, there's little change, there's tweaks, there's dramatic change. Sometimes it's reacting to changing cultures, changes in culture, politics, technology. Sometimes the change is our own, sometimes we have to react to it. But I think the honest answer is yes, we have to change. There's always opportunity to improve. There's this notion in businesses that people fear change, which is just fundamentally not true. People fear sudden change, but incremental change is not threatening. People fear change that threatens them, right? And very often the way we change manage is we do lots of PowerPoint presentations about what's coming and don't worry, and we have all these things, and we treat it very rationally, and what we're ignoring is the emotional response. Now, there are some people who love change. It's an infinite-minded thing to embrace uncertainty, to see opportunity in surprise. For some people, especially people who have gotten good at doing something for 10 years, 20 years, that all of a sudden you say you're going to change it, they fear, again, there's that emotional word, they fear that they won't know how to, or it will set them back. And so no number of rational assurances will help them get over that. At some point, diffusion is a theory that was proposed in the 50s or 60s by Emmett Rogers. And basically all populations shift across the standard deviation, the old bell curve. If you have high performers, you have low performers, et cetera, stuff like that. And what the law of diffusion tells us is that the first 2.5% of your population are your innovators. This is your big idea people. Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, right? Then you have 13.5% of your population that are your early adopters. These are the people who are willing to pay a premium, suffer an inconvenience, extend extra energy to be a part of something that reflects their own beliefs, stand in line to see Star Wars a week before it comes out, even though you can just wait 2 or 3 weeks and buy a ticket and go in. For them, it's worth it, right? And then you have your early and late majority, who are more cynical, more practical. What's in it for me? What guarantee am I going to have? What happens if it goes wrong? Will I get my money back? Like that kind of stuff, When we try to affect change inside an organization, we obviously want to affect the bell. We want to affect the majority of the company. But that's not how change happens. Because the majority will not try something until someone has tried it first. They're risk intolerant. And so what you actually want to do is aim for the early adopters. You aim for the people who go, all right, it's not perfect, we'll give it a try. And if you can get about 15 to 18% market penetration, it just tips. Again, because someone else has tried it. It's happened. And so the way you affect change in an organization is not to thrust it upon everybody because you're going to get massive resistance from the majority, but rather identify the pockets of early adopters, individuals and teams that are willing to try this new thing that you want to try, get the kinks out, and then before you know it, what ends up happening is the majority starts getting angry, like, why weren't we given this? Well, that's called demand. We love that. So it's about building demand and creating that tipping point. That's a more effective way to create sticky change.
Simon Sinek is well known for his writings on the value of purpose and leadership in both professional and personal life. He holds that in order to manage and welcome change, we must first comprehend why we behave in the way that we do, and then let other comprehension inform our choices and deeds. One of the main ideas that Sinek stresses is the significance of having a distinct sense of purpose or why in order to successfully navigate change. He contends that a strong sense of purpose enables us to maintain our attention on what is crucial despite uncertainty and change. When we are motivated by a clear sense of purpose, we are less likely to be sidetracked by immediate difficulties or failures and more likely to make choices that are consistent with our values and objectives. Accepting change entails being receptive to new chances and experiences as well as adaptable to various circumstances. Accepting change can be difficult, especially if it happens suddenly or interrupts your routine or comfort zone. Change, meanwhile, can also result in growth, improvement, and fresh viewpoints. Following are some pointers for accepting change. Practice mindfulness to stay in the moment and be conscious of your thoughts and feelings. Being mindful allows you to see and accept changes without resistance or judgment. Concentrate on the positives. Try to concentrate on the positive part of the transition rather than obsessing on the drawbacks. Consider the long term benefits, such as developing new talents or interacting with new people. Take action. Be proactive and take action rather than waiting for change to occur. Look for fresh possibilities and experiences and take action to adjust to life's changes. Learn from the experience. Even though change might be challenging at first, it can be a beneficial learning opportunity. Spend some time considering the lessons you have learned and the ways the transition has helped you grow. Keep in mind that change is a normal part of life, that it can present several chances for personal improvement. You can develop resilience and a good attitude on life by accepting change. Sinek frequently uses Apple as an example to demonstrate this concept. He contends that Apple's success is a result of both its distinct purpose and its inventive goods. Apple's why is to question convention, to think creatively, and to make products that were both aesthetically pleasing and simple to use. This goal has shaped Apple's decision and actions for decades, enabling the business to stay focused and prosperous in a market that is undergoing fast change. Sinek also stresses the significance of accepting change rather than being afraid of it or rejecting it. He contends that adaptation to change increases one's chances of success in the long run because it is a natural and essential component of growth and development. Sinek frequently uses the case of Kodak to demonstrate this argument. Kodak previously held a commanding position in the photography sector, but it was unable to make the transition to digital photography and eventually went out of business. Sinek contends that Kodak's unwillingness to adapt to change rather than a lack of creativity or technological know how was the cause of its demise. Kodak was unable to recognize or react to the changes taking place around it because of its intense commitment to its current business strategy and method of operation. What steps can we take to manage unwelcome change in our lives and business? According to Sinek, the following are some effective tactics. Begin with the why. In order to maintain your concentration and sense of direction while you navigate change, take the time to define your mission or why. Be flexible. Recognize that change is inescapable and be receptive to fresh concepts and approaches. Prioritize the long term. Keep your focus on the broad vision and resist the temptation to get sidetracked by immediate difficulties or failures. Deliberately take risks of learning and take it as a chance to develop and advance. Ultimately, Sinek argues that those who are able to navigate and embrace change successfully are those who have a clear sense of purpose, are adaptable, and are able to stay focused on the long term. By following these strategies, we can all learn to thrive in a rapidly changing world. We should focus on early adopters while implementing. Some people may be afraid of sudden change, but those with a limitless perspective will welcome opportunity and unpredictability. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. For more videos like these, and please subscribe.